The Cremo shaving cream. Can it really stand up to more popular brands? Well, we're going to build a lather with both of these guys, and we're going to find out. So stay tuned. Hey, welcome back everyone. Thank you so much for clicking on my video. Thank you so much for being here. So I want to talk about the Cremo Shave Cream. I talked about how I really don't care to shave with this formula. I felt like the slickness wasn't really there. I felt like the cushion's definitely not there. I talked to somebody who asked me why I don't like the Cremo, and I was like, I don't like it. I like Cremo. It's really, really good for cleaning my brushes. I don't like shaving with it. And he says, well, can you explain why? And I said, well, I went into a little bit of an explanation on one of my videos about how it's not the slickest formula and it has no cushion. I said, but what I'll do is I'll demonstrate it up against another cream. That way you can get a clear picture of what I'm talking about. Like I said, if it's not the slickest formula, but if you are coming from using, let's say, Barbasol, or you're using Edge shave gel, yeah, this is a step above. If you go from that to using the Cremo products, yeah, Cremo products are superior to whatever's in the shave foam that is in a can, right? Whatever's in a can, yeah, this is even better. But does it hold up to a real popular other shave cream like this Proraso here? Absolutely not, in my opinion. I don't think it's even close. If you guys have ever been in a pinch and you have tried to wash your face, or you wanted to wash your face, you didn't have no soap, but you had some Cremo and you use this to wash your face, this stuff leaves your face really, really dry. I do not dig it. Like I said, just as a wash, the post shave is not there. It's almost counterproductive. It left my face really dry. I forgot my foaming facial cleanser in the shower one day. I think I ran out. I don't know. I'm saying I forgot it, but I don't know why I didn't have it. Well, either way, I didn't have it, but I had this right there next on my counter next to the shower, and I reached for this and I washed my face with this, and yeah, it left my face dry. It was really weird. And but so I don't like it because it doesn't have great slickness and it doesn't have a really big, thick, luxurious lather that gives you a lot of cushion, right? But in Cremo's defense, here we go. In Cremo's defense, it says massage an almond-sized amount onto your wet skin and massage into a light lather, or until a light lather forms. So they're telling you that you're going to massage it into a light lather, but who wants to shave with the light lather? Nobody wants to shave with the light lather, But then again, over here it says impossibly slick formula. Fights nicks, irritation, and razor burn. It is not impossibly slick formula. We have others that are very, very super slick. So a little bit deceiving. I really don't care for it too much as far as shaving with it. I really like a big, thick cushion. But like I said, if you're coming from a shave foam can, you're going to love this stuff. It's going to be really, really good for you. It does have a lot of extra chemicals that like an artisan's soap or an artisan's cream doesn't have. But still, it's a step above shave foam. Don't use that stuff in a can. That stuff's no good for you. So like I said, I'm going to lather up with this guy, and I'm going to lather up with this guy. Hopefully this video don't run too long, because I do want to build a proper lather, or try to build a proper lather with both of these. And what I'm going to be using is I'm going to be using a silver tip badger brush. I got two badger brushes right here. This is the Mula Roca, and this is the Parker silver tip badger brush. So I'm going to be building a lather with those two guys and these two shave creams, just to compare them, to see how it goes. And I do have my distilled water in here. I don't build a lather without distilled water. And to help the Cremo, I'm going to use this pre-shave. Oh, I love the way this smells. I actually just started using it, so I'm going to dip that in the water. Well, I'll put it on the docking station because I haven't even got my face wet. But I'm not going to shave. I'm just going to build a lather and compare these two. So I'm going to wet my face. I'm going to get this cube. I'm going to rub it on my face. I usually say I'm going to rub it on my whiskers, but I had a shave last night, and I'm starting to get a little bit of sandpaper, but I don't really have much there. Not enough to justify a shave anyway. So I'm just going to work this on my face into the little tiny bit of whiskers that are sticking out, I guess. I mean, if I really, really wanted to shave, I could, but there's really not much there. And I'd rather wait till there's a little more. All right, so we got that there. That looks pretty good right there. So I'm going to go with that. I'm going to rinse my hands off real quick here. So yeah, that gentleman actually really thought that I disliked the Cremo products, and I was like, I don't dislike them. I really like them. I just don't like to shave with them. And I guess in my other video where I was breaking in the Badger brush, I really didn't go into too much detail. I just said it's not that slick and it doesn't have good cushion. And I guess he wanted more of an explanation. So, brother, I hope this helps you out. I hope this paints a better picture for you. So I got my Badger brush here. I'm going to get this water out of here. Then I'm going to take this Cremo product. And they said an almond size. So that's about an almond size now. Hopefully it is. Looks like it anyway. So I'm going to get my face a little bit wet. Just hydrate my face a little tiny bit here. And then let's just start trying to build a lather here. I think I mentioned on my video, another disappointing thing about the Cremo shave creams is that they just smell so good. Oh, some of their scents are just spectacular. Like the spiced amber. Oh man, that stuff smells so good. But it's just very disappointing that to us traditional wet shavers, I would say, maybe it's just me, I don't know, maybe you guys like the Cremo products, but to me it's a little disappointing that the cushion isn't there. And a lot of people say, oh, the cushion doesn't matter, you know, as long as you can have a thin lather as long as the slickness is there. And it is, but you can get a heck of a lot more slickness from other artisans. So why even bother then, you know? All right, so I'm going to paint that. Paint it on my face a little bit there. Well, let's hydrate it. All right, that's our first spray here. I've had this Badger brush for quite some time. Well, for about a year. That's about as long as I've been doing this. And this was my very first brush, so I kind of shaved with this brush exclusively. So it is broken in very well, and oh, it just feels so soft, so nice. Such a beautiful feeling on your face, this brush here. All right, so that's looking pretty good right there. I got good coverage there. So I'm going to hydrate it again. That's the second time. And now I'm going to try to start building that lather. I'm going to not push so hard so I don't have any whiskers I need to exfoliate. I'm just going to try to work that lather at this point. Just try to get this lather to blow up. Yeah, so I was saying the Cremo products, they smell really, really good. I love the way they smell. I wish they performed a lot better. And if you disagree with me, please let me know, because I had somebody comment on my video of breaking in a Badger brush, and a lot of people don't think you really need to break in a Badger brush. And the only reason I did it was because it was really scritchy on my face. I don't remember this one being scritchy on my face. I really don't. I remember receiving this guy, and I put it in the fridge for a few days just in water. And I wasn't trying to break it in. I was trying to get rid of the smell is what I was trying to do. And as soon as I used it, oh man, it felt so good on my face. But the Roca Silvertip Badger, I did the same thing. Of course, they don't smell when they come out of the package, right? They smell when you get them wet. And so the Roca, I did the same thing. I put it in water, put it in the fridge for a few days, and then I took it out, used it, and holy, I'll tell you what, man, it left my face so sensitive and red and irritated, and I was really shocked by that, because that's a Badger brush. I was really shocked. So that's why I made that video of breaking it in. that's probably like a big shock to people, because it was to me, because that was a silver tip, and I was like, I can't believe that silver tip did this to me. It was such a shock because this Parker didn't do it. And I read some information where it says, do manufacturers make a difference as far as the silver tip Badger brushes are concerned? And the information I read said yes, absolutely makes a difference. So I'm not experienced enough to know. I guess I'd have to get another Badger brush, and which I do have one, but it's soaking in the fridge right now in water. But that one's not a silver tip. So I'd be interested in getting another silver tip and seeing how that one goes. Okay, so at this point, this cream should be blowing up. So I don't know if it's engineered just to stay thin, because it does say on the bottle, on the directions, it does say to work it into a thin lather. So it looks like it's coming together. It's starting to blow up a little bit here. And I have ran this test before a few times. I've just never done it on camera. So that looks pretty good there. And it's starting to build up right here. It's starting to look real good. So I'm going to spray my face down one more time. I don't know if that's the fifth time I've sprayed. But either way, I guess this is absolutely a respectable lather here. It's definitely a respectable lather if you hurry up and shave with it. And you do have quite a bit on this brush here. So we will spread it out like this. And I wanted to, I lost track. I was talking too much. I lost track of how many times I sprayed my face. I don't know if that was the 4th time, the 5th time. But there it is right there. Here it is on the brush. I'm going to spray down one more time. And then very lightly, just with the tips, I'm going to work the lather. And it looks like it's starting to blow up now. A little bit, or starting to get thicker. It's not blowing up. If it was going to blow up, it would have blew up a long time ago. But it definitely is getting thicker. And there's a point I want to touch about that. So here we go. Here we go. There's a good amount of lather. There's a real good amount of lather here. And I'll tell you what my problem is about this thick lather. That we were able to build it thick. So here we go. That's it right there. Beautiful, beautiful lather. It's not thin. It's nice and thick. It's got some slickness to it. Not the slickest, but it's got some slickness to it. It's a respectable lather. But if I were to stand here and talk to you for a few minutes, this lather will start dissipating. It's not going to stay really thick, really luxurious. Right now it looks pretty good, but I can already see that right here and right here on my chin, it's starting to dissipate. Right here a little bit. So maybe right up here, it's starting to dissipate a little bit. So it's starting to thin out. Well, now it's starting to thin out quite a bit. I hope it's coming up on camera. It doesn't look, you can see my skin through here. You can see it coming through right here now. Yeah, so it starts to dissipate immediately, and I don't like that. I don't like that it starts to lose its power, so to say, right? So I'm going to take this water, I'm going to put this brush in there because I'm going to rinse it out here. And then I do have my other silver tip inside of this one. So I'm going to rinse off real quick, and then we're going to build a lather with a Proraso and see what that does. But yeah, this is starting to thin out quite a bit now. I hope it's registering on camera, but I'm going to rinse off real quick. All right, I got rinsed off pretty good there. And rinsed off my eyeballs too. So, and I got water all over the place. That's okay, it's just water. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get my face wet again. And see, there's really not much residual there. A little bit maybe, but there's really nothing to talk about. I really shouldn't even said anything. There's really not much there. All right, so I'm going to get some pre-shave just to keep it fair. just to keep it the same. All right, I'm going to work it a little bit. So the residual that I felt with that Cremo after I rinsed it off, is it enough to do a touch-up, to do a little buffing with? I would say no. I would say put some water on your face and do a touch-up, or some buffing little areas with some water instead. Because it's not a consistent slickness. You know, you might be a little bit here and then up here there's nothing. Or right here and then right over here there's nothing. And you don't want to catch a dry spot and have your razor skip with that really sharp blade in it. You don't want that. So well, that's good enough there. I'm going to rinse my hand off. My hands. I got two hands. So, all right, I'm going to dry my hands off. And then we're going to get going with this Proraso and see how much different it is than the Cremo here. So here's my brush here. Don't want to spill that water. Get this water out of here. I'm going to take this guy. I'm going to stick an almond size about right there. And I probably ended up putting more Cremo on that other brush than I did the Proraso on this brush, but that's okay. And then again, just make sure my hands are dry. Still got my hands dry. Just trying to move along, that way I don't take up too much of your guys' time, make a really, really long video. So I'm just going to hydrate my face real quick. Then I'm going to take this Badger brush and we'll start working this cream onto my face and start building a lather with it here. And to be honest with you, I can already feel a difference. And I can already see a difference. Yeah, minimal work, that looks good already. I'm going to spread this out. This blue formula smells so weird, man. It smells so weird. Such good stuff, though. I don't even know what the scent notes are on this. A little bit of machining oil. A little bit of elbow grease. I think that's what the scent notes are. Yeah, that is already much, much thicker. As far as this point, it took me a while to get to this point here with the Cremo. So I'm gonna spray my face down one more time. And that Cremo, I could have kept adding water and adding water, and it was to that point where the more water I added, the faster it was going to start dissipating as soon as I started shaving with it. So I honestly feel like it is a better product than the shave foam in a can, but there's no way that it can stand its ground with other shave creams or even shave soaps. Smells good though. Definitely want to use an aftershave splash or an aftershave lotion or an aftershave balm when using the Cremo, because like I said, it will dry your face out. There's not a good post-shave feel if you're just using the Cremo by itself. Definitely get one of their balms, or a balm that you like, or an aftershave. So I wanted to mention that this right here, this cream here, feels like if I just keep adding water to it, it's just going to keep getting better and better, which it will. We know by experience that it is. It's almost like the CK6 formula from Phoenix Artisan Accoutrements. The more water you add, the more it's just going to blow up and blow up. With the CK6 formula, you can get a really good lather going with minimum water. But just run an experiment. Run an experiment with it. And just keep adding water. In fact, try to thin it out. That's the secret. Try to thin it out. And you are going to be so blown away by how much more. It's just going to keep blowing up and blowing up instead of thinning out. It's not going to thin out, man. So I think I'm going to stop right there. I think this right here has definitely made my point about what the difference is as far as feel and performance from these two soaps here. So here we go with this Proraso stuff. This is a nice thick layer on my face. I got plenty on the brush here. Like I said, I could keep going. I could keep adding water and it'll just keep blowing up. Yeah, it'll just keep performing better and better. And I can stand here and I can talk to you for 5-10 minutes and it's not going to thin out. It might dry up a little bit where I might have to add a little bit more water. And that's all it's going to do is it's just going to get a little firm. It's not going to dry up. I'm trying to say it's going to get firm. It's just going to get a little bit firm, add a little bit of water. Just mix it up on your face again and it'll be fine. It's not going to thin out. There's really, yeah, you don't have no worries with this stuff. And that's the difference between the Cremo and, you know, one of the more popular brands is that the Cremo, it is a lesser, what am I trying to say? It is a lesser formula. It's a more inferior, is that the right word? I could tell you in Spanish, but I don't know how to say it in English. It's an inferior product compared to other creams. I think that's the right word. Correct me if it's not. But yeah, this stuff is really, really good. I'm trying to make a point of just keep talking and talking. That way you could see that it is not dissipating. It is not getting thinner. You're not seeing my skin come through, you know, as I'm talking. But yeah, that's the difference. And sir, I hope this helped you. This is what I wanted to show you. This is what I meant. I'm going to stick this brush inside of this water here. And just so it's easier for me to clean when I'm done here. But yeah, guys, I'm going to rinse off. I'm going to get cleaned up. I got water all over the place here, so I'm going to have to clean up. But this is what I'm talking about. This Cremo product, like I said, in its defense, it says, you know, massage it into a thin form, into a thin lather. And that's what you need to... That's what you need to do with it, I guess. Don't really expect much from it. Wash your brushes with it. It's really good to wash your brushes with it. Believe me, I do it all the time. Shave with it, if you want. You know, it's like, what is it, like $7-8? But this one right here, a much, much superior formula. And I'm just going to throw a guess out there. I don't know how much this is. $13? $16? $13? I don't know, but it's much better. And so anyway, guys, I'm going to wrap that up. I'm going to get cleaned up here. I really hope this helped you out. I really hope seeing the visual of what I'm talking about helped you. So anyway, you guys take care of yourselves. I'll see you guys next time. God bless.